acknowledge our elder that can't make it here today. With the prayers that are traveling his way, the elders always say there's no distance in prayer. So he's going to receive that help. That help he's going to get through this for this day. And when we're asked to do something in our life, our mind is set on that day. So I believe today that his heart is here with us today. And the words that he has to share, somebody's going to say it as well. So either way, those words will come out to all our young ones. Our young ones we're going to need in the future. So we'd like to call up another elder, Randy. And I believe his stylist is going to accompany him. And where would we be without our stylists today? To walk with us, to walk beside us, not behind us, to always walk with us as husband and wife. Hi, Chapka, Randy and stylist.
Thank the speaker. I'd like to thank each and every one that spoke. The wonderful words that come out, reflecting on the past speakers from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Speakers are carrying on for that, and I'm thankful for that. But before we start, me and my mate, I'll let you introduce your Indian name. I don't want to say it wrong.
Right, Squale, and Salsima, Tunisian at Malakat, at Cowichan.
Go
Good
ahead.
afternoon. My name is Jennifer from Malahat. My family comes from Cowichan. We're here to do a prayer for each and every one today, and the young ones, our elders, and our family, from youngest to oldest.
And I raise my hands up to the ones that stood up for the prayer. That's a show of respect to our Creator. And that I've seen in other places, they also stood up for people that were drumming for themselves and for the community. And that's out of respect and love. I thank you for that. So we're going to pray in our own way, and I'm going to sing a song.
Stay, Kunamesas, Manase, Manas, A, Consultant, Frame, Stay.
teachers them, it is virtual. Huisvestnis op de schoolbus, spelen op het zit, slagen en strijd, teachers them. Stress en cirkel van ons slagen en saas, op teachers them. Stress en cirkel, langer, take konangen, de magwet, en die lagen. Het is leed, het is lelijk, teachers them. Stress en cirkel, slagen en strijd, magwet, as het is, en Christ will teachers them. Yes, man, hey, Jesus is praised. Lord, him, Christmas, him. How do you adjust this? I haven't started yet. No. She wants me to sit down. I'm just kidding. First of all,
What it's going to say now.
I'm sorry.
First of all, it's really true what the elders said. You know, a lot of us, the ones that have the same color hair as me, we watched Channel 2 and 6, but you had to turn the antenna. You could hear the voices, but the TV was blurry. But you know, when you reflect on times like that, life was much simpler. You know, everything was closed on Sundays. Everything. There was no McDonald's in every block. Wendy's. No chicken places in every block. Coffee places. Life was much simpler then. You know, the nearest liquor store from Mill Bay or Malahat was in Duncan. And now they're all over the place. I call them obstacles. Obstacles for our younger people. And the way things are today, in Malahat, people drive right down to sell those crazy cigarettes. They drive right down to our community. Those obstacles are all over the place. They're taking a lot of our young ones away. A lot of our young ones have been gone already because of that. But you know, when I think about the past, it's really hard to decipher or think where did everything go wrong? But I blame the obstacles. You've got your 20 or 50-inch screen, 70-inch screens. You got your cell phone. You got your tablet. You got your computers. It's so accessible to get on your way, I guess you could say. It gets on your way. But when I look at the past and compare it to today, we're living in a nightmare. We're living in a nightmare. I myself went through the Gauntlet Street. I drank till I passed out. I didn't enjoy life. I drank till I passed out. But you know, at one time I said to myself, you know, and I didn't do this on my own. My son was small and I was getting sick. The little one said, I don't like you getting sick, Dad. He's just tiny. I just said to my wife, I have to get help. Right away she contacted the Shaker people. And this is where I changed my life around. My life around. And I'm thankful for that Shaker, 1910 Shaker Church. Also there's Tsawout. Tsawout, we were in the Tsawout. All the teachings that came down from that longhouse, each longhouse, 19 on the island and about the same on the mainland. The speakers in those days, especially the grandparents, were really strict. Really strict. I used to think my grandfather was mad at me, granduncle. The windows would be vibrating when he was talking to me. I was wondering why he was mad at me. He was handing down teachings. He was handing down teachings. And it stayed in here. It stayed in here. You know, I like to thank our relatives here for this gathering. This is something that we're missing in a lot of communities. You know, in the olden days, we had our grandparents to look forward to. They were our watchers. They watched after you. They watched after the grandkids. But with the obstacles that's on the way now, you know, things have changed. But once again, you know, there's a lot of things that people can turn to. The powwow is a sacred place too. The powwow dancer is really sacred. The Tsawout house, sacred. 1910 Shaker Church. And other churches around too have changed people. They have changed people in a good way. In a good way. You know, it's something that you really think about, the wonderful gift that we have here. Wonderful gift that we have here. And I like to thank the cooks, you know. I always say that they have a wonderful gift. The speakers have a wonderful gift. I hear that in the longhouse. I hear that in the church. One time I asked God, what's a gift? What is a gift? And I went to bed and I prayed about it. I woke up next morning, the first thing that came to my mind and my mouth was love. Love for what you're doing. Love for what you're doing. The cooks have a wonderful gift. The speakers have a wonderful gift. There's people that knit, carve, weave baskets. Those are wonderful gifts. You know, I'm thankful for workshops. A lot of the younger ones are, you know, picking up these things in workshops. I'm thankful for that. But, you know, I don't have too much to add, but to be really weary of the things that's going on in this world, in each community. You know, my dad was raised here. His mother lived in Paquetcham, Mary and Charlie. He grew up with Ed Underwood. He grew up with Ed Underwood. Ed always came to visit him, quite often. Came right down to see him, like brothers. And I'm thankful. I even went into this longhouse in this area that's being built, and I'm thankful for that movement here. That's a wonderful gift to the community. It saved a lot of people, that Tsawout. The church saved a lot of people. The powwows, the sacred powwows, and the songs that come out. You know, I want to share what my mother said. She said, "Lil squeals to tala, pitchwood sauce to quillamuk." You know, she's right. When money showed up, we become poor people. Where's our hunters? Where's our fishermen? I mean, I know there's people with gifts out there right now. We have some fishermen right here. But each community had about 10 or 15 fishermen, hunters and everything. But when she said, when money showed up, we become poor people. I had to think about that, but she was telling the truth. She was telling the truth. Now we become dependent on money. I myself are dependent on it. You have to. Things cost a lot of money for groceries and everything. Half your paycheck goes to food, the other half goes to gasoline. But you know, I thank you all for listening. And that prayer that we did is not only for the young one, it's for each and every one in this community, in other communities, especially with what was mentioned, our loved ones in the hospital, and he's, you know, praying also for him. And also all the other families that are going through situations like this, and people that are feeling sick. This COVID is a nightmare for a lot of people. So I thank you all for listening. I thank the speaker again. I thank all the ones that spoke and all the people that contributed to putting this together. I raise my hands to you guys. The language that I use comes from the Sandwich Indian Nation, which is a sister nation that taught me, taught me, the Tongan. That's wonderful. Look here. Good. I'm finished now.
I just want to thank each and every one for being here today, and thankful for our sister for inviting my Stotless over and sharing teachings with one another, and thanking each and every one for all the songs that came out and all the prayers. That's what we rely on nowadays for our children, grandchildren, and our language is very important, and we're trying our best to provide our children with the language. If the teachings come down for the children and to look after one another, you know, because life is short, and we watch so many of our elders leaving, and now they say it's up to us to take over, which we're trying our best to. And I wanted to let the children know that you're not alone, that we love each and every one of you, that there is always an aunt, an uncle, or brother, or older sister, somebody that you need to reach out to talk to, you know, because we try our best to let the children know that we love them, and our elders to watch over them, like, because there's so much out there that are alone, and we need to step up and show our elders that we're there for them. Hi, Tzapka.
Chapka, thank you for the wonderful song and the stories that you have shared with the family. You know, each and every one of us will take home the messages that are brought out. And coming from grandparents is a special gift coming from the grandparents. And you know, we show our kids a way, and we show our grandkids like a better way than we're taught and raised. So your words of wisdom is going to carry on forever. Hi, Chapka. In saying that, you know, I wanted to thank all the speakers for acknowledging the cameras that are going on. I want to thank you for not turning it down. In a lot of our teachings, our elders never wrote anything down what to say. They've always taught from the heart. Whatever you have to share is from the heart. And it's up to the family members to carry that on from what they've learned. And this way that we're sharing now is going to go on forever. And it's going to show the families out there who need it, who need some kind of stepping stone, I can say. For they're in that locked world. If they see videos like this in the future, it might open up some of the wounds they have. And they might just come home of all the stories that are coming out. It's going to hit someone out there as it's hitting every one of us in this room today. In our room today is the ones that are supposed to be here. That's what the elders would say. If the ones that couldn't make it, the ones out in the world couldn't make it, we are the ones that are supposed to be here today. So Haitsapka for everyone showing and to bring something to the table, something that we can eat and acknowledge for the rest of our life.